All right, let's have a conversation about Cornish Cross. They're pretty loud, these ones are. So what we went with this year was a 6 to 9 week grower instead of the normal 8 to 10. I'm gonna move this a little closer because I think the wind is gonna make this hard to hear. Okay, let's see if that works better. So with an 8 to 10 week is what we normally get with these Cornish Crosses, okay? We couldn't get those this year because they were all medicated before they were shipped. So they didn't put any aside for us, and the only ones they had were the 6 to 9 growers, wheat growers, so a more aggressive variant of the Cornish Cross. And I tell you what, it shows. They've, I think with this variation, they pushed the genetics too far, and it has created a bird that is, quite frankly, really dumb and a little more susceptible to dying. just to be honest. So we had an issue in the brooder. This wind just kicked up like crazy. I don't know what is going on today. We had an issue with the birds in the brooder where we lost 7 or 8, I think 8, before they even hit the field, which has never happened to us. Mind you, this is like my 500th. I ran 500 birds, let's put it this way, so far up to this point, okay? This being the final 100 of those that I'm running right now. I've lost 5 birds ever in the field. 3 went lame, 2 to predators. Okay, so basically just call it a 99% survival rate once they hit the field. So now in the brooder, what happened was, like, I would have to take these birds, and I touched on this a little bit in a previous video. I had to take these birds and like remind them they needed water, put them over closer to the heat. I mean, things I've never had to do with chickens before. Once I introduced a few birds in the whole flock, then the rest of them knew where the water was, or knew where the food was immediately, knew where to get warm, knew where the heat plate was, heat lamp, whatever we were using. And now that we're in the field, I am now having several come up lame. All right, these are 2 that have died already, and I have 4 currently that are lame. So I don't know exactly why. I have one that's inside right now that came in with another bird, and for all intents and purposes, it's doing fine. It's just lame. It can't move. So its legs are completely shot. I've got 3 in here right now that they're eating fine, doing everything fine, breathing fine, but they can hardly move. They're like, and then some of them just sit there and they don't move at all. So if I take them over to food, then they gorge themselves, but they're still not moving. And these are not like the biggest birds in the flock or anything. They're some of the smaller birds actually, because they can't really fight for as much food. So I've had to take these birds out and feed them, and today I separated 2 of them and put them up. So I have 3 birds outside of the coop. There's 1 more in here that's lame, but it's doing pretty well. And then, like I said before, 2 more have died. I really think, and mind you, we've never had any of our birds medicated, so this is not a medicated, unless, now, in fairness, this is, if I ran another 100 of these birds and I had the same issues, then I could come to a definitive conclusion. Maybe I got a bad batch, not sure. I'm just saying, warning to the Cornish Crosses that are 6 to 9. We called, we have another 100 or 50 something, I can't remember what we ordered for later in the year run, and she's going to verify that they are not these birds, that they are the 8 to 10 non-medicated, and if that is not the case, they're going to send us a heritage breed, the Rangers. So it is important to know that with these birds, you know, even when they say 6 to 9, I would never try to push these things to 6. I think I would have even more issues. I bought these with the intent of pushing them 8 to 9 weeks at the fastest. And I do that for my 8 to 10s. I butcher my first 8 to 10s at 10 weeks and my last at 12 weeks. And I've had really good success with that. I know how to run these birds. I know how to keep them alive, and I know how to make them taste amazing. And so it's really disheartening when I do the exact same thing with this new variation and I'm having all these issues. So I thought it'd be important to make a video about that, just to get if any of you have ran the 6 to 9s and had a similar solution, or maybe that's the only ones you ran and you've been disheartened by it, maybe try the 8 to 10s and see if you notice a difference like I have thus far. But like I said, I will never order these again, so I probably won't reach a conclusion that this is 100% what happens with them, you know, that my conclusions that I'm having here are correct. I probably will never figure that out because I'm not buying them again. So I just want to do this update on the Cornish Crosses. I have this coop over here. I'm running 2 of 50, which is now 2 of 45. Even though that one started with 45 and it still has 45. So those guys are doing pretty well. And, you know, I'm trying to like look at the birds and say, why are you getting lame? You know, I'm trying to catch early signs of this, and I'm not. So what I'm going to do is, as soon as I feel weird about a bird, I'm going to get it the heck out of the pen. And I move them twice a day. So they're not sitting in their feces for more than, you know, 8 to 12 hours ever. So they're moving to fresh ground. This is the grass they're rocking right now. So they've got pretty good grass and forage to work with, and there's no real reason for this to be as good an issue, other than maybe I just got a bad batch or these birds aren't breeding. So with that, signing off, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.